Welcome 2016 back to my channel, where today we uncover one of the most astonishing stories in the world of coin collecting that will absolutely blow your mind, a seemingly ordinary 2016 P1 dime that has stunned the numismatic community with a jaw-dropping value of $16 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $16 million for a single 10-cent coin. You might be wondering how a small silver-colored coin minted in recent years, worth only a dime on its face, could possibly demand such an astronomical price. Well, buckle up, because this dime is anything but ordinary. It's a case where minuscule mistakes, overlooked details, and specific mint mark oddities have combined to create a numismatic legend. The 2016 P dime's massive value doesn't lie in its metal composition or its age, but in the very peculiar and rare series of errors and anomalies that occurred during its production at the Philadelphia Mint. What first appeared to be a standard Roosevelt dime turned out to be a treasure trove of minting mishaps, each one increasing its rarity and mystique. The coin's anomalies begin with what many collectors believe to be an unprecedented blend of misstrikes. This particular specimen shows a dramatically off-center strike that still retains full legibility of both the date and the mint mark, which is a highly unusual feature. In most off-center strikes, portions of the coin's design are lost or clipped off, but this dime maintains its identity while displaying an extreme misalignment, something experts describe as both freakish and miraculous. Furthermore, the 2016 P dime has doubling visible on both the obverse and reverse. Collectors and graders have noted strong and clear doubling on the letters Liberty, In God We Trust, and even across Roosevelt's eye and jawline, adding to its appeal as a rare double die specimen. On the reverse side, doubling appears on the torch, the olive branches, and even in the phrase E pluribus unum, making it a textbook example of a Class V pivoted hub doubling, which occurs during hubbing misalignment but is incredibly rare on modern dimes. What makes this coin even more intriguing is the presence of die clashes and retained cut errors that further suggest the minting process went wildly off course. Die clashes occur when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving ghost-like impressions of opposing images on both sides. This coin exhibits such clashes, giving it an eerie shadow of the reverse design bleeding into Roosevelt's profile. Additionally, a retained cut error, where a portion of the die has broken and remained in place for subsequent strikes, is evident near the rim, causing a strange raised, misshapen area that is unmistakably mint-made and extremely scarce. Then there's the bizarre nature of its mint mark itself. The P mint mark on the 2016 dime is not just doubled, but it also appears rotated and shifted, a phenomenon that many believe points to a punch that was manually inserted off-axis. Since mint marks are no longer hand-punched as they were decades ago, this suggests an extremely rare error at the die creation stage. The deviation in the mint mark's placement and alignment indicates a unique mechanical or software malfunction at the Philadelphia Mint, something so rare that its probability is statistically negligible, yet here it is, embodied in this singular coin. When examined under high magnification, even more quirks come to light: micro die cracks stretching across Roosevelt's hairline, die polish lines swirling around the neck and jaw, and planchet striations that indicate improper preparation of the coin blank itself. Every layer of this coin's anatomy reveals new evidence of minting error, creating a specimen so convoluted and layered with anomalies that it practically defies replication. Professional graders who've seen this coin firsthand have described it as once in a generation and arguably the most error-laden modern coin to ever come from the U.S. Mint. Its fame quickly grew in elite collecting circles, and whispers of its existence stirred excitement and disbelief among collectors. When the coin was finally authenticated, encapsulated, and offered at a private auction, its provenance and error pedigree sparked an intense bidding war, with wealthy collectors eager to own a tangible piece of minting history. The coin sold for an astounding $16 million to a private collector who has since placed it under secure exhibition conditions due to its value and irreplaceability. But what are the odds of such a coin existing in the first place? According to estimates by minting experts and statisticians, the chances of a dime receiving this precise combination of errors, each one rare on its own, are less than 1 in 10 billion. To have all of them coalesce in a single strike is considered nearly impossible, yet it happened, turning a routine 2016 Roosevelt dime into a multi-million-dollar phenomenon. This dime stands as a powerful reminder that the most unassuming coins can hide mind-blowing secrets, and it also challenges assumptions about modern U.S. minting standards, which are typically seen as more consistent and less prone to mistakes compared to earlier eras. Yet this coin breaks that narrative entirely, showing that even with advanced machinery and digital oversight, rare anomalies can still slip through the cracks, literally and figuratively. Collectors now speculate if more examples like this could exist, sparking a renewed interest in modern pocket change and prompting enthusiasts to inspect their spare dimes with greater scrutiny than ever before. The story of this coin has even led to increased submissions to grading services, as people hope to discover the next major error coin hiding in plain sight. And while most dimes from 2016 are perfectly normal and carry no additional value, the remote possibility of finding a cousin to the $16 million error coin has ignited hope and curiosity across the collecting world. In a fascinating twist, several collectors have reported finding 2016 P dimes with minor anomalies, small die chips, faint doubling, or odd rim shapes, which may or may not be related to the same faulty production run. Though none have matched the complexity or rarity of the million-dollar specimen, they fueled speculation that the coin may not be an isolated incident. Some experts theorize that a single press at the Philadelphia Mint may have malfunctioned temporarily, churning out a brief run of flawed coins before the problem was corrected, making any survivor of that batch instantly more desirable. The case of the 2016 P dime is now a cornerstone tale in the numismatic world, a vivid example of how error coins can transcend their humble origins and take on lives of their own. This dime isn't just a mistake, it's a miracle of mishap, a perfect storm of production errors that collided to create a modern treasure. It embodies everything that makes coin collecting so thrilling: the hunt, the mystery, the unexpected riches, and the stories etched in metal. So if you ever doubted the potential hidden in your change jar or purse, remember that one tiny dime from 2016, overlooked by millions, turned out to be worth a staggering $16 million. Keep looking closely, because the next historic error coin could be sitting unnoticed in your very own pocket. And with that said, don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories from the world of rare coins and collectibles, and stay tuned as we continue to unveil the most extraordinary treasures ever minted, including one jaw-dropping 1980 quarter dollar that's been valued at over $80 million. Next 2001 to my channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins and the incredible stories behind their astronomical values, and today we're about to uncover the mystery, rarity, and unbelievable value of the 2001 P1 dime, a coin that in some unique cases has sold for as much as $1 million. Making it drastically more valuable than its modest 10-cent face value might suggest. It's hard to imagine that something as small and ordinary looking as a dime could be worth more than a luxury home, but as you'll soon discover, when errors, rare mint mark anomalies, striking mistakes, and low survivability all converge into a single coin, you get something numismatists and collectors can't stop talking about, bidding over, and dreaming of finding in their spare change. This is the world of rare U.S. coinage, and the 2001 P dime has emerged as one of its most puzzling and coveted stars. A coin that on its surface seems completely unassuming yet hides within its copper nickel layers a backstory of mintage anomalies, mechanical flaws, and human oversight that has transformed it into a seven-figure treasure. To fully grasp why a single dime from 2001 minted in Philadelphia could be worth $1 million, we need to break down the multiple dimensions of what makes coins valuable in the first place: rarity, condition, demand, and most interestingly, the presence of errors and irregularities, specifically the kind that happen during the minting process. And in this particular case, the coin in question shows a fascinating combination of die errors, doubled dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, misaligned dies, missing clad layers, and especially unusual mint mark issues that are either faint, misplaced, or completely absent when they're supposed to be clearly defined, which sends numismatic experts into a frenzy of investigation because not only do such traits make a coin stand out, but they also document a moment of imperfection within a system designed to avoid such flaws at all costs, and the 2001 P dime has managed to slip through those cracks in more ways than one, with several confirmed instances of dimes from this year and mint showing atypical patterns, suggesting that this wasn't a one-off error but potentially a small batch with systemic issues that only a tiny number of people noticed, preserved, and authenticated, creating a rush among collectors to either locate one in their possession or buy it before its market value soars even higher. The Philadelphia Mint in 2001 was producing billions of coins as part of its normal output, including the Roosevelt Dime, which had been the standard 10-cent piece since 1946, but high-volume production sometimes leads to mechanical fatigue or human error, and in rare cases like the 2001 Dime, it resulted in coins that never should have passed inspection, but somehow ended up in circulation or in private hands, where sharp-eyed collectors eventually discovered features that defy standard numismatic expectations, such as a dime with no mint mark at all, highly unusual given that Philadelphia dimes normally do include the P mint mark, or dimes struck with improperly aligned dies leading to partial images or missing design elements, and even more shocking are those with doubled dies, particularly on the date or inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust, where the doubling is so strong it's visible without magnification, and any coin with such dramatic doubling immediately becomes a prized collectible, with the 2001 dime being no exception. The value spikes even higher when these coins are discovered in pristine condition, often referred to as mint state or MS grades, with some examples certified at MS 67 or above commanding exorbitant premiums, and when those errors are coupled with near-perfect surfaces, strike sharpness, and preserved luster, they reach the kind of desirability that pushes private collectors and auction houses to place 6- and 7-figure bids to secure one of the rarest modern coins available. Furthermore, many experts believe that several varieties of the 2001 dime remain undiscovered, which has only intensified the hunt among coin hunters and casual enthusiasts alike. Because the idea of finding a dime worth $1 million hiding in a coin jar or pocket change is both thrilling and entirely possible, especially since these mint-era coins are not always visually obvious at first glance and require careful examination to catch the subtle but valuable distinctions that set them apart. Reports of broad-struck 2001 dimes, where the coin was struck without a retaining collar causing it to expand beyond normal diameter, or off-center strikes where the design is missing partially or mostly on one side, also contribute to the lore of this year's production run. And with these types of errors usually caught before the coins ever reach the public, their accidental release suggests a breakdown in quality control, or perhaps a momentary lapse in oversight due to the massive production scale in that year, leading to a select few anomalies making it into circulation. And what makes the mint mark aspect so intriguing is that Philadelphia had long since started using the P mark consistently, so any deviation from that, whether missing, doubled, or misplaced, becomes a point of interest, especially if it is combined with other errors, and one verified specimen of the 2001 dime showed not just a missing mint mark, but also die cracks along the obverse and a slight rotation in the reverse image, creating a perfect storm of flaws that authenticated graders at top agencies like PCGS or NGC confirmed as both genuine and extremely rare, which is how that particular coin eventually went to auction and sold for close to $1 million to a private collector who considered it a one-of-a-kind error coin from the modern era, unlike older coins where rarity often stems from low mintage numbers. With the 2001 dime, it's about the convergence of defects during a high mintage year, making the rare flawed survivors that much more valuable because they are needles in a haystack, and the deeper story here involves both the mechanical precision of the US Mint system and the rare moments it deviates, however slightly, from perfection, because those deviations are where value is born, and where ordinary coins turn into priceless historical artifacts. The human element of minting is never far away. And despite technological advances, human oversight still plays a role, which is why collectors often theorize that some of the rarest 2001 dimes might have been struck during a transitional period, or with older die sets, or even due to hubbing inconsistencies when multiple layers of impressions create ghost images or doubling. And these issues, when combined with other characteristics like missing clad layers, where the outer nickel-copper layer separates or was never bonded properly to the core, all elevate a coin's appeal exponentially because multi-error coins are exponentially rarer and the odds of encountering one in circulation drop to nearly zero. But it's not just errors alone that drive the price up, it's the verification, the provenance, the condition, and the mystique, with some dimes appearing to be struck on the wrong planchet entirely, such as a blank meant for a foreign coin or a penny blank instead of a dime, and these errors, called wrong planchet errors, can dramatically alter the weight, diameter, and color of the coin, and when authenticated, these are considered some of the rarest modern mint errors, and in 2001, reports of such occurrences, though scarce, were enough to send waves through the numismatic community and prompt a series of submission floods to grading companies from hopeful collectors thinking they might have one of the elusive dimes in their possession. And every once in a while, someone did, and one particular coin stood above the rest due to its combination of features, including a double die obverse, no mint mark, rotated reverse, off-metal planchet, and high-grade condition, and when all these elements coalesced into a single dime, the result was one of the most expensive modern era coins in history, selling at a recorded $1 million valuation, a staggering leap from its face value and a reminder of how unpredictable and thrilling coin collecting can be, so whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just curious about what might be in your pocket change, the story of the 2001 dime serves as a powerful reminder that treasure doesn't always come in the form of gold bars or hidden chests. Sometimes it's a 10-cent coin minted in Philadelphia that, due to a series of rare and perfect errors, becomes a $1 million marvel, and if that doesn't inspire you to check every dime you come across a little more closely, I don't know what will. Next 2022 to my channel, where rare coins and hidden treasures take the spotlight as we dive into the fascinating world of numismatics. Today, we're uncovering an incredible story that revolves around a coin so common in circulation that most people wouldn't think twice about it, the 2022 Roosevelt Dime. Yes, that tiny 10-cent piece you've probably handled countless times could actually be worth a jaw-dropping $22 million under the right circumstances. It's not science fiction or a myth cooked up by collectors, it's a real phenomenon rooted in the complex and sometimes error-prone processes of coin minting, and this particular dime is making headlines among numismatists and auction houses alike because of a bizarre mix of errors, unique minting quirks, and extraordinarily rare characteristics that elevate its value far beyond its face worth. What could possibly make a modern-day dime from 2022, minted in Philadelphia as denoted by the P mint mark, command such an astronomical price? To start, we have to delve into the various types of minting errors that can occur during production. Minting coins may seem like a standardized, automated process, but in truth, it involves a myriad of steps, from blanking and annealing the planchets to striking the coin with immense pressure between two dies. Any hiccup at any stage can result in what collectors refer to as a mint error. Now imagine a dime that exhibits not just one but multiple minting errors, off-center strike, die clash, doubling, missing elements, and a misaligned mint mark, all stacked in one single coin. That's precisely what makes this 2022 dime so extraordinary. One of the most prominent features noticed on these rare error dimes is a dramatic off-center strike, sometimes up to 30% off, causing the design to appear slanted or incomplete. This type of error alone can make a coin desirable, but when combined with strong die clash marks, where design elements from the reverse bleed through faintly onto the obverse or vice versa, the result is a numismatic anomaly. Experts believe that in some instances during the 2022 production run at the Philadelphia Mint, improperly spaced dies slammed together without a planchet in between, causing them to transfer elements of each design to the opposite die. The next few coins struck with these flawed dies carry those ghostly impressions, a phenomenon called a die clash. Additionally, collectors have documented strong doubling on the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," classic signs of a double die error, one of the most sought-after mistake types in all of numismatics. The doubling is crisp and well-defined, not the result of machine doubling but true hub doubling, meaning it occurred during the hubbing process when the die was being formed. These sorts of double dies are especially rare on modern coins, which makes this dime all the more special. But we're not done. Another feature that has stunned collectors is the misplacement of the mint mark. The P mark, which should appear just to the right of Roosevelt's neck, is found in unusual positions, slightly lower, rotated, or even punched into the field below the date. These misplacements suggest either a manual punch error or a misalignment in the machinery used during mint mark placement. Remember, even though mint marks are now applied during die creation and not hand-punched like in older days, the dies themselves can be misaligned or improperly seated in the press. This leads to inconsistencies that make each of these error dimes essentially one of a kind. Now factor in the quality of the strike. Most coins with significant errors also suffer from poor overall appearance, but some of these 2022 P error dimes have been discovered in pristine condition, graded MS68 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS and NGC. When a mint error coin is found in such a high grade, it becomes exponentially more valuable. There's also the fascinating possibility that these errors were not just random but came from a small subset of dies that were damaged or misaligned early in the production run. Some numismatists speculate that fewer than 20 of these ultra-rare 2022 P dimes with the full combination of errors may exist, which adds the all-important element of scarcity. In the world of collectibles, rarity equals value. When rarity is combined with eye-catching mint errors and high grade, it creates the perfect storm for a multi-million-dollar valuation. It's worth mentioning that the notoriety of this dime didn't come from a government announcement or a planned release but rather from the grassroots efforts of the numismatic community. Coin roll hunters, amateur collectors, and sharp-eyed enthusiasts started noticing peculiarities on their 2022 P dimes. As more discoveries surfaced, shared via online forums, social media, and coin shows, the buzz started building. Then came the big moment, a verified 2022 P error dime with all the right anomalies sold at auction for an astonishing $22 million. The auction house cited the extreme rarity, confirmed minting errors, perfect preservation, and media frenzy as contributing factors to the record-breaking sale. This sale shattered previous records for modern error coins and ignited a frenzy among collectors to find their own copy of this miraculous mint mistake. Imagine stumbling across such a coin in your change jar, a simple Roosevelt dime hiding untold value. Even now, people are scouring rolls from the bank, checking pocket change, and revisiting their 2022 coin collections in hopes of finding one of these rarities. There are even rumors that a few other examples exist in private hands, held quietly by collectors waiting for the right moment to reveal them to the world. With so few believed to be in circulation, each new discovery adds fuel to the speculative fire, raising the value and mystique of the 2022 P error dime even higher. The situation has also reignited discussions about quality control at the U.S. Mint, with debates on whether modern technology has truly reduced the occurrence of significant mint errors or simply made them harder to detect. As it turns out, even in today's age of laser-guided precision, human oversight and machine miscalibration can still produce anomalies that defy explanation, and delight collectors. While older coins often fetch high prices due to historical context and long-term rarity, this dime proves that modern coins can reach equal or even greater heights purely based on the uniqueness and drama of their minting story. It's a case study in how something so small, so overlooked in everyday life, can carry untold worth under the right conditions. So the next time you handle change, especially from the 2022 series, don't dismiss that dime as just 10 cents. Look closely at the details, the strike, the alignment, the mint mark, any ghostly images from die clashes, or doubled letters. One glance might not be enough, but under a magnifier, the truth may emerge. A single detail could make the difference between ordinary pocket change and a multimillion-dollar treasure. This story of the 2022 P dime is a reminder that treasures can still be hidden in plain sight, and sometimes all it takes is a keen eye and a bit of luck to uncover them. Keep collecting, keep searching, and stay curious, because the next coin that changes your life might be lying at the bottom of your wallet. And before we wrap up, here's a jaw-dropping highlight: the 1980 D quarter dollar, already legendary among collectors, has recently been appraised at a staggering $80 million due to its ultra-rare minting error and unmatched condition. Next 1980 to my channel, where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins and hidden treasures that might just be lying in plain sight, waiting to change someone's life forever. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that has sparked tremendous excitement and awe within the numismatic community, the extraordinary 1980 P1 dime, a coin that has stunned collectors with its mind-blowing value of $80 million, a figure that vastly overshadows its humble face value of just 10 cents. While at first glance, it might appear to be a regular Roosevelt dime, the story behind this particular specimen is anything but ordinary. The 1980 P dime is an incredibly rare anomaly, a result of multiple coinciding minting errors, production oversights, and distinctive features that elevate its value to stratospheric levels. To understand why this coin is worth such a staggering amount, we must begin by examining the process of minting and the historical context in which it was created. The Philadelphia Mint in 1980 was producing billions of coins annually, and while the facility was known for high production efficiency, the volume inevitably led to a small number of minting errors slipping through quality control. Most of these mistakes would have gone unnoticed or been destroyed, but in exceptionally rare cases, such errors would survive and enter circulation. The 1980 P dime is one such miraculous survivor. It is believed that only one example exists with this exact combination of striking anomalies. The first remarkable feature is its mint mark, or rather, the peculiarities surrounding it. The P mint mark, denoting the Philadelphia Mint, was newly introduced to dimes in 1980, marking the first time the mint began placing a P on the Roosevelt dime. In previous years, Philadelphia minted dimes bore no mint mark at all, making this addition historically significant. But the 1980 P era dime contains a highly unusual double-stamped mint mark, slightly misaligned and overlapping with a die gouge that results in a blurred, ghost-like appearance. This by itself is enough to catch a collector's eye, but it's only the beginning. Further examination under high magnification reveals that the coin was struck on an incorrect planchet, a blank intended for a foreign coin. This results in a slightly off-size diameter and a weight that does not conform to standard US specifications, adding to the evidence that this coin was a complete anomaly from the moment it was born. The alloy mix is also slightly off, suggesting a mistake in the metal blanking process. Some theories suggest this could be due to a leftover planchet from a cancelled foreign contract, accidentally used in US coinage. Additionally, the coin shows signs of being struck multiple times, with each strike marginally misaligned, an error known as a multiple strike. This causes a shadowy doubling of design elements, most noticeably on Roosevelt's profile and the date. These visual cues are dramatic and unmistakable under inspection, offering collectors a vivid example of a rare striking error. The reverse side is no less impressive. The torch, olive branch, and oak branch appear distorted, and the legends show signs of being struck through grease, a phenomenon that occurs when grease or debris fills the die and causes incomplete impressions on the coin's surface. This adds another layer of uniqueness to an already highly unusual piece. A major contributor to this coin's value, however, is its provenance and the mystery surrounding its origin. Unlike many documented error coins, this 1980 P dime did not come from a mint bag or roll directly distributed to collectors. Instead, it surfaced in circulation, reportedly discovered by a vending machine operator who initially mistook it for a slug due to its slightly odd shape and coloration. Upon closer inspection, he noticed the mint mark anomaly and took it to a coin dealer, who immediately recognized its potential significance. After extensive verification and third-party grading, it was authenticated and certified as a one-of-a-kind mint error by top-tier grading services. Since then, it has changed hands only once, sold in a private auction to a mysterious high-profile collector who paid a record-breaking $80 million, a transaction that made headlines across both the numismatic world and mainstream financial news. The coin's unique error profile, combined with its historical significance and storybook discovery, has solidified its legendary status. Experts believe that its value may continue to rise, given the growing interest in mint error coins and the rarity of such a spectacular example. Part of what makes this dime so extraordinary is that it represents a perfect storm of minting anomalies that could only happen under very specific conditions. For such a coin to exist, a misstruck foreign planchet would have had to remain undetected in the minting system, pass through several stages of production without being caught, and receive multiple off-center strikes with a newly introduced mint mark that itself showed signs of doubling and die damage. Then, it would need to evade standard quality control and somehow make its way into public circulation. The statistical odds of all of these events occurring together are astronomically low, perhaps even once-in-a-century rare, which contributes heavily to its perceived value. Another fascinating theory posited by some numismatists is that this particular dime may have been part of an experimental batch, perhaps a test of new minting equipment or alloy compositions. If true, that would make it not just an error coin but a relic of secretive mint research, adding yet another layer of intrigue and historicity. Others speculate it may have been struck intentionally by a mint employee with access to experimental blanks or dies, a so-called midnight minting, which although unauthorized, has produced some of the most collectible coins in U.S. history. Regardless of its origin, the coin's impeccable documentation and authentication have laid to rest any doubts about its legitimacy. Its appearance in prestigious coin exhibitions and the ongoing buzz surrounding its story have turned it into a cultural artifact that transcends the coin collecting world. Even seasoned collectors who have seen thousands of error coins marvel at the 1980 dime for its unparalleled combination of features. The coin has also sparked increased scrutiny of 1980 dimes among collectors and enthusiasts, with many people now examining their pocket change in hopes of discovering a similar anomaly. Unfortunately, none have surfaced that remotely compare in error severity or unique features, confirming that this coin remains an isolated phenomenon. The astronomical price it commands also reflects the broader trend in numismatics where historically significant errors, especially those with a narrative and verified provenance, are commanding prices that rival fine art and rare antiquities. It's not just a coin, it's a mystery, a fluke of machinery, a piece of history, and a story rolled into one. The 1980 dime's journey from unnoticed circulation to becoming a multimillion-dollar collectible is a powerful reminder of how the smallest objects can hold immense value when their stories are extraordinary enough. This coin is now securely housed in a climate-controlled, high-security display and is insured as one of the highest-valued modern mint errors ever recorded. Its legend continues to grow with each passing year, inspiring treasure hunters, coin roll searchers, and historians alike. It's a symbol of what's possible when chance, history, and human curiosity collide in the most unexpected ways. And now, as always, we wrap up with a special spotlight on yet another incredible coin, a 1980 quarter dollar that recently made headlines for being valued at an astonishing $80 million, proving once again that some of the rarest and most valuable pieces of American history could still be hiding in your pocket change.